Tonight we're boondocking on some BLM land. Drove a couple miles in on a dirt road to get here. Not terribly level. You can see we're up on 3 blocks, and that's about all we have to go up on. And we're still a little down in the back, but we think it's okay. And we have beautiful sunset to look out on.
Going for a walk. We just got to camp and we hadn't really done our movement today, our walking, our exercise. We did stop at REI and walked around REI and bought some things. But other than that, we haven't gotten our exercise in today. So where are we? What is this called? We're just outside of Bowie, on some BLM land, and it's a beautiful night. It's cold. I'm bundled up. The low is supposed to be 19 tonight. But let me show you. The moon's out. Very pretty. I think that's the town of Bowie down there. Didn't look like much of a town. Beautiful.
My overlander said there were free-roam cattle out here, and here they are. Hopefully they're docile. They don't look like they are particularly concerned about us. The sky over there in the camera looks very magenta. It's very pretty. Prettier than it is in real life, actually. We're looking for cattle. Looking to see if they've moved down here onto the road. We're not seeing any though.
We are headed out to the Fort Bowie trailhead to hike the trail and see the ruins of the historic Fort Bowie.
This is the Fort Bowie trailhead. It's a National Park Service monument, but I've never seen one like this where the visitor center is at the end of a 3-mile hike. There is a way to get in if you're disabled or not able to hike. I guess there's a road you can take, but the normal way is to hike it in. So we're here at the trailhead, and we're about to start off. And this figured in the Indian Wars between the Chiricahua Apache and the white man. So it's supposed to be very informative from a historical standpoint. Fort Bowie is in what's called Apache Pass, which is a pass that is between El Paso and Tucson. For a brief time, the Butterfield stage from St. Louis to San Francisco ran through Apache Pass. Although the stage only ran for a few years, the pass remained important for immigrants moving from Texas and places further east to California. Unfortunately, this caused conflict with the Chiricahua Apache, who had been living in this area for several hundred years. And as a result, the United States Army built Fort Bowie to protect the various travelers as they came through the pass. As we proceeded on the hike, we were struck by how much history had happened in this area from the reproduction of an Apache dwelling through the 1858 Butterfield stage station ruin, through a couple of different versions of Fort Bowie, and all the way to an early 20th century miner's cabin. This is the stagecoach station ruin. One particularly poignant part of the hike was the post cemetery. The cemetery was used for the burial of soldiers, civilian people from the area, and even some of the Indians who lived in the area. After the fort was closed in 1894, most of the burials were moved to San Francisco National Cemetery, leaving only a couple dozen in the cemetery at this point. This is the grave marker of a winner of the Medal of Honor. I assume that means the Congressional Medal of Honor.
And he was only 28 years old.
So this is the Apache Spring. This is what all the fuss was about, and here's water.
Yeah, I think they're piping out of it. That might be why we don't see as much water.
Yeah.
Doesn't it look like they're piping out of it?
Yeah. The first Fort Bowie was little more than some stone enclosures that the soldiers pitched their tents inside of. It was a miserable place to be stationed, especially during the wintertime. So after a short period of time, a replacement fort was built about 300 yards away on more suitable terrain.